Welcome to Hollywood Deli. I'm your host, Blue. Sister Wives episode 8. Let's get into it. So it immediately starts with Peyton. Peyton is so obnoxious. He decides that when David gets to the house, he's going to insult him as a way to initiate David into the family and let him know how things are going to go in this family. So David comes in, and what does he do? He calls him Richard. I don't know what he was doing with that. Maybe he was insinuating that we met so many guys and you're nothing special, David. And so I decided to call you Richard. So of course David went along with it and said, what show was that from?" He's like, I don't know. I just felt like saying it." Made Peyton sound and look very dumb because he is. Anyway, Christine then approaches David. At prior to that, Christine immediately before Peyton insulted him, slobs her man down at the door, and all we hear was smack, smack, smack. And it's like, Christine, have some decorum. Like, stop making out in front of your kids. It's disgusting. At one point, Christine says that she's testing the kids and that they got to get used to her being affectionate with David, and she doesn't care. And she had to get used to them being affectionate with their partners. And I get that part, but look, bitch, you need to calm down. We know that you haven't had any penis for a long time and that you're horny. We know. Christine is already engaged, y'all. She is engaged without a proposal. And you might be saying, what are you talking about, Blue? Well, she is already got a date for a Moed, and it's in October, I think she said. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. And that they are thinking about getting married. Well, they're not thinking about getting married. They got a date. And apparently, Christine has already set David up to ask her dad for her hand in marriage, and the dad said yes. So they're going forward with this. Aspen and Isabel, after hearing all this, is still talking about how they're uncomfortable and it's moving too fast. It's like, girls, let it go. Sis is horny. Mom is horny, and she is tired of living in sin, and she wants to finally, claim her man. So listen, y'all gotta get used to it. Y'all just gotta claim it. So anyway, Peyton is just his father's son, and he asked Christine and David, "Well, if I didn't approve of you guys, would it matter?" And David said, "No." He looked them dead in the face and said, "No, it doesn't matter because we already got the approval." Christine said, "From my dad," and she let Peyton know real quick, "You ain't running out there." Peyton needs to calm down. Like, let your mom live. You know, calm down. I know you're protective, but it's her life. You should want your mom to be happy, but she does need to tone down the PDA in front of y'all. I'm in agree with that. Kody once again said that he would have loved to be friends with Christine. Oh, and let me back up a couple ticks. He wished that their breakup went better, and that he thinks about the good times with Christine, and he wishes that they could have been friends, but that Christine and how she moved in the breakup was a betrayal, and said that they'll never be on good terms. And Cody, I don't think she really cares because this woman took you to court. She took this man to child support court. She is going to get her money, and she don't care. So then it cuts to Cody talking about it's his 55th birthday. He's all smiling and weird, look like a serial killer. And he's reflecting and saying that he has a safe and sweet place with Robyn, and how he's estranged with the other kids. And it's like, yeah, you're estranged because you favor Robyn. You made decisions to better Robyn's life and didn't consider the rest of the family. Duh. So Robyn says that Cody has been lost and that he fears that he will lose her. And it's like, Robyn, are you thinking about leaving? Why is that even a discussion? Why is he thinking that? I think it's BS. I don't think he's thinking that you're going to leave. He knows as long as he feeds you money, he knows you're money hungry, and he knows that's the way to your heart. And as long as he has the money left over from the other sister wives stashed away in the bank account, because that's essentially what he had. Let's get to that. So Cody, they bought that $2.1 million home, and we was thinking, okay, well maybe they sold the other house. No, they still got the McMansion, and they have this other mansion which is tore up, the floor up and needs work. They said, but anyway, and that he scrounged up $400,000 as a down payment. And we're like, where'd he get the money? I believe that it's the money from the family fund, the bank account that these dum dums let him get sole control of because he needed to be the man. And they put that money into this property, and they put the property into a trust so that no one can touch the money other than Robyn. Isn't that crazy? Robyn's a smart bitch. She is. You gotta give it to her. She's The scamming is real. So Kody said that he had a fantasy of his older children living across the street from him as he favors his favorite wife and they watch and tow. Like Kody, who wants to see that? You treat your favorite wife well and mistreat your mom? Like, get a life. Robyn says that Kody is struggling with who he is and that he's not the man that she fell in love with, the one who loved his kids. And it's like, girl, we know this is a PR stunt. We know that you're trying to clean up your image. We know that you don't give a damn about those kids because if you did, you would have intervened sooner. You wouldn't have made the choices that you made. You wouldn't have put the choices in his ear and to bestow onto them with these ridiculous COVID rules to separate him further from his family. And he wouldn't have allowed it if y'all were concerned about these other kids. Y'all weren't concerned. Y'all didn't care. Kody mentions that he's meeting with Janelle to discuss the property, and he does this poetic rambling about nothing, and then it cuts to Christine. Christine and David are ring shopping, which is ridiculous because they've only been dating for a month. Christine talks about the type of ring that she likes. She says she likes the marquee diamond, and she gets into the detail with the jeweler. So then it cuts to Janelle, and Janelle says, "Look, I'm much more simpler than that. I just want a gold band." Then it cuts to Mary, and Mary, being the shady bitch that she is, what does Mary do? She fucking throws shots. Instead of just telling us that she likes a square diamond, she says, "I don't like marquee." She made sure to throw a shot at Christine. And see, the Mary, this is why they don't like you. This is exactly why they don't like you. But I digress. So anyway, Kody said someone asked him when he think it was okay for Christine to start dating. And it's like, Kody, no one asked you that but Robyn. Because Robyn was the only one that said that until Christine gets with another man, she's still married to you. So he said that as soon as she left, she could have started dating. And that's what she did. So she wasn't thinking about you. So I don't know why you keep putting your opinion out here. He doesn't care. We don't care. Moving on. So then the conversation of marriage talk continues with Janelle and Mary. And Janelle said she gets real descriptive. She says that she wants to go band. She wants to get married up on a mountain, of course, and in some jeans. Janelle is just so like cliche, simple, boring. Anyway, Mary said that, she can see herself getting married again, but she thinks it's strange to talk about marriage right now. And the only reason why I think Mary thinks it's strange because she says she's been separated from Kody for a month. Ma'am, you've been separated from Kody for 15 years. It's not a strange conversation to think about wanting to get married another time with someone else. You've been legally divorced. You've been spiritually divorced longer than you knew because Kody Ben told us that he moved on from you. You just weren't getting a hint, and then he finally, kicked you out the door. Anyway, so then it cuts to David talking about laying on the ground with Christine and how he knew then he wanted to marry her. It must have been after a wonderful sexual session because why would y'all be on the ground talking about marriage? That conversation was just weird. And maybe I'm misunderstanding David because he's hard to understand. He has a terrible accent and speech impediment for me. So then it cuts to a commercial, and Janelle says the time is ticking on the property, and that she something needs to be done. They need to pay it off, and that Kody needs to take some action. And then if he doesn't take any action, that she's going to lawyer up. She's going to take some action. And I said, go ahead, about goddamn time, girl. Finally, Janelle and Kody meets after the holidays, and Kody comes in smiling, all extra happy to see Janelle. And at this place, we're still called Josephine, and Janelle gets straight to business. Janelle said, "Look, the contract was bad. This is in her confessional that they signed. One thing that she agreed with Robyn on, and they need to do something." And Kody said he doesn't want to do Janelle any favors. Pretty much, I'm not going to cooperate with her unless I get what I want from her, which is reconciliation to get to his kids. So anyway, Janelle says that, Kody, she's like, Kody, look, are you interested in buying me out? And he's like, wait, you jumping to the end. And Janelle's like, look, I don't know why he's acting like we haven't had discussions. It's like a diversion tactic that he's using. It's really getting old, and he's getting tired of it. And Kody says, we haven't talked about our relationship. And Janelle's like, yes, we have. We've talked about how we're not compatible. We both agreed. Now let's talk about business. And he's like, no, we haven't really talked about our relationship. And Janelle's like, oh my God, we are so done. Why do you keep bringing this up? Janelle's over it. Janelle is absolutely over it. So Cody then says he wants to reconcile in his confessional to get back in the good grace of his kids. And he really doesn't want to reconcile with Janelle because he knows he has to give her the power because, previously he's had all the power and he continues to have all the power because he has all the money and all the access to the things that Janelle wants. And that's the way he wanted it. He wanted her so dependent on him that he could leave her in limbo and that she had to conform to what it was he was trying to do. And the other sister wives, they set themselves up nicely. Mary had her Lizzie Heritage property, and Christine had her house. Janelle, being the accountant, didn't take care of herself. She looked out for the family, and that's what bit her in the ass in this whole situation. So anyway, Janelle said that she wants a he wants a different type of wife than she is, and she wants her autonomy. She wants her independence, and that's something that he doesn't like. And then she told him to his face that he's selfish and it's selfish behavior. And he said, "Well, maybe I've been just selfish these recent couple years." And she's like, "No, you've been selfish probably all along, and now it really came out." So then Kody starts saying that, so and let me pull back a little bit. So then, Janelle mentions that, you haven't even been in my home in like 2 years. Uh, you're not wanting to be around. And she's like, "You're always at Robyn's." And he's like, "Well, Robyn's place is safe." And Janelle's like, "Oh God, here we go with the safe stuff again." And she said, "Listen, all you're concerned about is Robyn, and she's just not interested in dealing with that." So then it cuts to Robyn saying that anytime Kody makes a decision, she gets blamed, and they're acting like she's put some kind of spell on him. Yes, she did. You put your pussy lips on him. Yes, your pussy lips, your Kody whispering lips on him, and then you whispered in his ear everything that you wanted, and he's been giving it to you, and at the expense of the other wives. So yes, yes, Robyn, you have put a spell on him. So Kody and Janelle address Robyn, and the story comes up about how Robyn snitched on her. This was when Robyn and Kody wanted to purchase the big old house that she was in, the McMansion. And Janelle tried to convince her not to do that because it would bleed the family dry of all their resources. And she didn't care. And she went and told Kody about their conversation and told on Janelle. And so he got after Janelle. And so, of course, Robyn tried to spin in and says that she was just telling Kody that she was in agreement with what Janelle was saying and that he needs to know about it. No, no, no. We know what you were trying to do. You sicked that man on her, and you knew that he would get you that house and quiet Janelle, and that's what happened. So don't try to tell us that you were telling him to tell him you were in agreement. Bullshit. So then Kody tells Janelle, "We are trying to heal and don't go down that road." And then so he cuts her off. "Don't talk about his sweet Robyn." And Janelle said, "Listen, if I can't speak freely about your sacred cow," she calls Robyn, "then guess what? Let's just leave it alone as it is and let's just handle our business." So then it cuts to Mary at Lizzie's Heritage. And it's finally done. Her friend redid it. And Mary is just loving the remodel. And then it cuts to Mary making the decision to buy Lizzie's Heritage and how Kody and Janelle were not in agreement with the purchase, were not supportive of it. And you know what, Janelle? You should have went down. You should have agree with Mary and put your name on that property and got invested in that. Because you have no investments. Everybody got investments, but you ever know that? Everybody's had investments. Even bum ass Robyn, the one who never worked. How is it the wife that never worked had more investments and more money than you, Janelle? It's crazy. So then Mary gets emotional, after she's looking around at her new home, and she has a memory there of her mom's favorite things that it was made of, and she talks about her mom, how much she loved the bed and breakfast. And then it flashes back to, to Mary. And I'm sorry, let me back up. So then I talk about the part where Mary, it flashes to Mary and talking about this whole experience of the heritage and wanting to, purchase it, and the family not supporting her. So Mary then she decided that she was in that clip. She said, "Look, I'm not waiting on getting this property. I'm going to grind for it. Don't expect me at none of these family functions, and I'm going to spend all my time grinding to get that money." And so that's when the conversation when Kody said Mary doesn't like to share. I think it was in that moment that Mary took her funds, stopped giving as much to the family, and put her funds in her investment, which was Lizzie's Heritage. And that's when she realized, I think Mary realized this family ain't for me. They not trying to look out for me, and I've been looking out for them. So then it cuts to a commercial, and Janelle tells Kody she spoke to a lawyer, and oh Lord, she says that she spoke to a lawyer that they spoken to before. I guess she felt like that would disarm him. I don't know. So then Janelle gets back to her point, and that she admits that yes, she thought about reconciling with Cody, and that he has a hook in her, but she's just too happy to go back to him, and that she doesn't even see him and her in the same universe. And it was funny because he like looked stunned, but at the same time in the confessional he talked shit on her and saying how he really doesn't want to reconcile. So then Janelle tells Cody more about how she feels and says that Cody's biased. And then that's when Cody says Janelle likes to play the victim card. And Janelle said, that's just a man thing. A typical man thing to do is when I express my feelings and tell you how I feel, I'm playing the victim. And that's just something she's not interested in having in her life, that kind of thing. And also, Janelle said she wants the grounds to be equal. She wants to be on the equal grounds. Said she wants to be on the same level as Robyn. And Kody tries to say that things are equal, and it's like, no, it's not. So then Kody gets mad that the conversation is going towards his bias to his sacred cow, and Janelle says, you know what, whatever. So Kody then says he wants Janelle to try to partner with Robyn, and Janelle tells him flat out, look, me and Robyn have nothing in common, so no, that's not even an option. And he just looks stunned that she's not willing to suck up to Robyn. So Kody tells Janelle that. So Janelle brings up her faith and how she doesn't know how to reconcile with it, and in confessional she talks about how like she see that Mary got her spiritual ways, and now that she knows how to do it, she's thinking about doing it. And then Kody laughs at Janelle right in her face about how she talked about how she still like believes in the faith of sticking it out and being a family, whatever. And he's like, cut the BS. Because Kody, I feel like Kody broke the third wall right there. He was just like, we're not even we're not even really in that faith anymore, Janelle. Like, come on. We don't even function like that. And I have to agree with him on that part because in that faith, Janelle is supposed to obey him and be submissive. And she's not willing to do that. So how can you say that you are part of that faith and you're not following it? But yes, people do claim faiths and not fully follow it every day. But I'm just saying, don't use that as the basis for why you were considering staying with him when you're not even fully committed to it. So I kind of agree with him. It was kind of nasty of him to like laugh in her face like that. So then there was a discussion about the land, and Kody was talking about, you know, uh, are you thinking about moving on Coyote Pass? What do you think about moving on Coyote Pass? And Janelle grappled with the idea of, yeah, if you're gonna, she said, look, I would prefer the money, but if you give me a piece of land, if I get my piece of land and I can build on it, hey, that's what I'll do. But then Kody says that if she builds up on that property, then she's gonna call him every day, and she's like, I don't think so. He thinks that if he can get her on the property, that she can somehow they would reconcile. I don't know. It was a weird way they chopped and edited it up. So then he also said that if he got Janelle up on the property, Robyn would think, well, look, there's an ex-wife up here, um, and why it would just be weird. And so now he's saying that if she goes on the property, he's going to leave the area. And it's just like he was all over the place with his thoughts. It was really hard to follow. But needless to say, the episode was okay. It wasn't the best. I really, um, I don't know. I struggled to follow because the editing is just so shitty. But at the end of it, Janelle, after meeting with Kody, of course, he forces a hug on her. She realized after that conversation with him, she needs to lawyer up because she knows that he's not going to play ball with her, and he is admitting in those confessionals that he's not going to play ball with Janelle, and that he's going to be difficult. And I'm just like, Janelle, get yourself out of limbo. Do what Christine did. Christine severed all ties. I'm not saying walk away from your money. No, no, I'm not saying that because you're not getting the money back from the house. You're just not. Because it's being said on Reddit that when Mary and Janelle gave her that money, it was a gift, and that they probably signed that it was a gift, so she can't get the money back. They got played, and Janelle got played the worst of all because she has nothing, absolutely nothing to show for all that hard work she did, all the stressing to keep the family afloat. It's just sad to see how Janelle turned out, but also Janelle seems to be like really in a good place emotionally because at least the way she presents in the interviews with Christine. And also, I gotta say, I don't want any more interviews with Christine. I just want Janelle to interview. I just want to hear what Janelle has to say. Christine is so annoying in interviews with Janelle. She cuts Janelle off constantly, and Janelle's like trying to, explain to us her point of view. And I really want to hear it. I know a lot of us want to hear it. But what Janelle just got done in this whole situation, and to be as positive she is, speaks to her characters. Janelle, in my opinion, of all the sister wives, is truly over Kody. Mary would take him back. Christine, honestly, I feel like, and this is my opinion. People gonna slander me for it. I feel like she rushed the marriage with David, and is constantly trying to prove to us through social media posts and things that she's super happy with the dumb nacho posting and the digs at Kody. She only married David because she was pushed out. She didn't get the man that she wanted, and I believe that she still wants Kody, and that David is just there to soothe the wounds, and she's trying to convince herself and us that she's in love with this man this quickly and that he's her soulmate. And I just don't buy it because she really wanted to be with Kody and really love Kody. And I don't think she's over him because if she was truly over him, I don't think her views on him would be so openly negative. I believe that her stance will be like Janelle, where she's truly over it and can manage to say something positive along with some critical commentary about Kody. That's just my thoughts. Anyway, make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you leave 5-star rating, and you have a good night. Show recording. Come on, come on, come on. so very grapevine. Calories. Um, with all of these